When did you first know that you were in love with shaping? I'll go first. This is probably one of my absolute favorite stories to tell. When I was a lifeguard, I was 18 years old. I hadn't taken a single psychology class yet. I knew nothing about behavior analysis, but I taught swimming lessons and I taught private lessons. This little girl came to me. She was about 5 years old. Her mom told me she's terrified of the water. And unfortunately, the swimming lessons that she had taken at a different place, the instructor had just thrown her in the water and told her to swim. Literally, like that happened. I'm not even making that up. Of course, that created a situation where the girl was even more petrified of the water she had been prior to the swimming lessons. Happy, obviously, that mom told me that info. Going into it, I was like, okay, we're going to take it easy. I'm going to just do things based on her being calm and just kind of see what we can do. She was definitely nervous to get in the water, but she got in with me and she trusted me. We just played and had fun. I didn't push her on anything, but I kind of played around with like how close can we get to going under? Because that was like one of her big things. Mom was worried that she wouldn't learn how to go under, wouldn't learn how to swim based on her previous experiences. What I found was that she was willing to like touch her chin to the water, but she was too distressing to do anything else. So I told her and I told mom, hey, let's come up with a plan. Like, do you want to learn how to swim? She wanted to learn, but she was just scared. So we worked together collaboratively. If this is hard, this is scary, right? If you want to do this, we're probably going to need something pretty motivating for you to like work through this fear. Again, I hadn't taken any classes at this point. This is how my brain works and like how I problem solve things. So we agreed that the plan would be every time she touched her chin to the water, she would get a Tootsie Roll. That was like what she wanted. So we did that for the first session. Actually, during that session, I said, okay, you're doing really well with the chin. Let's see if we can go to like your mouth. And each day we worked on going to different levels until she finally was going underwater. Then we used shaping. I didn't know that that's what it was called at the time, to do more things like going under for a little bit longer, moving, like going from me to the wall and like different pieces to learning how to swim. By the end of the summer, she was swimming across the entire pool. She joined the swim team the next summer, and I'm pretty sure she was a swimmer and did swim team like throughout her life. But unfortunately, I moved away in my like early 20s to go to grad school for behavior analysis. I lost touch with the family, but I do remember mom would like reach out to me and let me know how excited they were to have that like swimming in their lives and be able to do swim team and all that kind of stuff. So that was my first exposure. When I got to grad school and learned about shaping, I was like, oh, I already know what this is. I love shaping. I do it all the time. Okay, maybe I didn't do it all the time yet, but with my clients, I immediately started doing it. I also had exposure in undergrad with my internship I did at Cleveland Clinic, where I was working with a clinical psychologist. He was treating anxiety. So I did get to see shaping there with systematic desensitization. But again, I was never like really formally trained on it. So when I went to grad school and found out like this has a name and you know you can use it to help people learn different skills or navigate different things, and I have been incorporating it within my programming, both for skill acquisition and teaching new safe responses and replacement responses and all of that for over 20 years. The number of shaping programs I have in my like various files on my computer is wild. It's crazy how much I have. So when people started diving in more on learning about shaping with PFA SBT and some of the newer focus on like trauma-informed and assent-based practices, I was just so thrilled to see that like the field was moving in that direction. One other thing that's really interesting about shaping that a lot of people may not know, there are people within the field that have been focusing on shaping since its inception. Like that's a lot of the original work that was done in the field was using shaping, not using various different prompts and things like that. And there's been a lot of research done to see like what's the difference in responding when we use shaping versus when we use other procedures. Maybe I'll make a video about that sometime too.